All right. Let's get it on. Copy. Tradecaster. We're going live. And I think we're going to do it probably every day from 2:30 to 4, except for probably Fridays. Mondays are pretty brutal, but here we are. Here we are. Going live. Here we go. Moving this. I think you guys can see my screen. All right. Here we go. We're getting some sell-offs here. I don't think that there's going to be too much action, too much today, but every day I'm going to start going live a little bit more with some consistency here. About 2:30 to 4 o'clock, we'll get the YouTube channel popping off a little bit here. Going to try to keep it as entertaining as possible, but there are a lot of opportunities happening in the afternoon lately, and it took me a while to figure that out in terms of how much this thing can go, and also NVIDIA is an absolute animal. This is crazy. This was my highest watch list from today. I had this on watch as this was the test line. I had this as the high resistance line that was going to break. I didn't think it was going to break out this much, but Jesus, it did. So I was looking at that 281 retest from the other day, which is right here, this most recent high, and we just blew right through that. So NVIDIA calls, if you took them, I was looking at the 280s and 282.50s earlier today. Oh my God, these hurt. These hurt to look at. Because I know that they ran over 1,000 a piece, and they did. They were 1,200 a piece. This morning they were about, well, they opened up about 287 a piece, and then NVIDIA ran to 1,052 a piece. So if you caught this, you are in good hands. So I put that on the watch list yesterday. I did not hold it as long. I made a good amount of money off it this morning, but did not hold on to it much past its high of the day breakout, which I think was about right here, this 282. But as of right now, the market's getting sold off. I kind of, whoa, okay, some action here. Some action. We're getting a real nice sell-off. This could be a nice little dip buy off this massive candle. I don't really know where the slide just came from. The low of the day is right here. I was playing this earlier on the retest. This is that low of the day retest, though, so we could double bottom and see a nice little buying opportunity right here. 415 is that low, and 415.37 is that low of the day. So these contracts can move real nice. A lot of volatility right now. Love seeing this. A lot of seeing this big spike down. I actually was going to look for some bounce plays up here. So good thing that this happened right now. So don't want to get stopped out on something like that. But here we go. We're looking at this support line. This is low of the day. I'll make this yellow for everybody. If we get down to this low of the day mark, I don't know why we wouldn't hit 415, to be honest. So seeing a lot of weakness down here. You could get a little dip buy action up to here. But at this rate, I think I'm probably going to end up playing some puts. This big-ass sell-off. Damn. 4-1, 415. 15-minute chart down to 415. Another support level around 414. Lots of volume in there in that candle. So now I'm trying to wait to see because that breakdown already happened. Someone sparking any reason for the sell-off? I don't see anything. I don't see any news either. And it's not really that big of a sell-off. That was literally an 80-cent move. It looks big today because it's a Monday. Mondays are chop days. So, Sorry, I just gotta... We'll see. This looks like a pretty nice little sell-off candle. This yellow line is that low of the day mark. I'm going to get rid of this line. Looks like we're headed right down. I'm going to load up some of these SPX plays real quick. See what we can do. See if we can make a nice little $1,000. Probably won't go too heavy, honestly. So maybe a couple $100 afternoon on the live stream account because, well, there's not a lot of movement. So I don't want to get anybody's hopes up that you're going to get a ton of movement. But the contracts, if you're on the right side, do move a lot better. So you can just see these contracts. That move just took 40 cents a piece to 300. That is actually ridiculous. I did not expect it to be that big. But even if you bought that dip buy right there, that's $90 a contract. I'm going to have to wait and see. Feel like we're going to get some more downside momentum here. I don't really want to buy these premiums as they're getting spiked up because during the end of the day, you do need to get like almost a perfect entry. So just being careful. Something I would like to watch would be this low of the day test. If we go below this 415, no problem. So getting sold off real heavy right now. Little struggles around this area. In a perfect world, I would probably like to see a bounce up here. I don't want to buy calls at this level because I think they were too weak, especially because I was trying to play the downside yesterday, or not yesterday, earlier this afternoon on the round table discussion. So that's what I'm peeping right now. That's what I'm looking for. I think that there's going to be a real good opportunities for the downside test here. Bouncing a little bit right here at this low of the day mark, which is right at that yellow level. I think we're going to go below, but I'm going to wait for a little bit of a jump up, see if I can get these contracts below 200 again. I would scale in just a touch. Try to buy in on a little rip. I feel like 416 has been so strong. So it could gravitate towards that level. I really wish I didn't just hit buy there. I just got it at 2. Oh, I got it at 190. All right, cool. So I'm only in on 1 for the downside here. I'm looking for this low of the day test. Got to be careful of this double bottom bounce because this was the low of the day from the opening print. Just getting in 1 for now. These are the 4160 SPX puts. I'm probably going to go a little heavy on these. Not heavy, but I feel like I'm going to go probably like 3 to 5 contracts if I don't start to see that push towards that 416. 190 is a little high. I feel like the best opportunity for being involved in the 4160s are probably around this $110 mark. Getting a little bit of a green push here. Hate the fact that it just dumped that. This next candlestick is going to tell us everything. So give it about 50 seconds, 40 seconds until this closes out. Then I feel like we're going to see a real nice move. It's either going to stop me out of this one contract or I'll add in about 5 of them and see if we can make a nice little $500 to $1,000. Let's get involved. Anybody see some more downside? Lots of volume coming in right here. So going to be a very interesting candlestick. This is a massive sell-off, so I'm assuming we'll see some sort of continuation, but we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, these afternoon contracts move pretty crazy. If you're on the right side, you will get paid. So I just scaled into 1. I will look to get some more here, but it is looking like there's some buy candles. Do you watch the price or the ask for your entries? Crypto question, Bitcoin dump last night around 11 p.m. Do you think it's continuing down in the next week? It looks like one day. Snow, 1 second. Let me try to figure out, do you watch the price or the ask for your entries? I joined the bid. I usually like to wait for how low the bid gets. I like to look at the premium values as well, but this next candlestick is going to show us everything. I feel like this 416 level is going to be that real test. Usually you see a hammer candle, that's a reversal signal, but after a massive drop, usually you like to see this bullish, bearish engulfing pattern. So if I can start to see this get sold off without any upper wicks, I'll probably end up adding around this low of the day because we'll probably break down towards this 415, which is my target level anyway. So I'll make this red so people can know that I'm going to take my profits. Red line is my target. Yellow line, I might start to add in a little bit for this red drop. Starting to get down there. I'm only on 1 contract. Probably should have bought 1 more while it was cooking up there, but it's all good. We're up 40 a contract. I do lag a little bit still, so I'm not going to go into a lot of contracts, but in terms of educational purposes, you guys can do as many as you want. Just make sure you keep your stop loss just in case it starts to squeeze up, because it could easily start to bottom, especially when you start to see these lower wicks. I'll zoom in a little bit here so you can see them a little bit better. These 2 little wicks right here, most of the time when you see a hammer candle like this and it doesn't go below this, it is a bullish trend and it's looking for that reversal. We are at the bottom Bollinger Band. The only reason that I'm in on the downside, I usually don't play the downside like this, is because we're at low of the day. with weakness and it's choppy. So I don't expect us to squeeze up entirely, but that is where you keep a small stop loss. And that's another reason why I'm only in on one contract right now. So far right now, it does not look like it's going to push down for me because that red candle just went from red to green, and that's always a bullish sign. So I'm assuming we'll head right back to this green line or this 416, but I am going to give it a little bit of time because I only have one contract, down about $40 right now, but I do feel like there is a possibility that we can go towards this red line. This is my area. 416 break, I will get out of these. I'll probably lose about $90 on one, or if I can add in, I can make a couple $100 on a couple here. I'm just letting this trade simmer right now. There's no stop loss in place for me just yet. It's all mental right now just because it's only one. I'm trying to scale into the position here. I just don't like this almost red to green. There it is. There's the red to green. So it's very choppy, though. It's only moving 20 cents at a time. I'm just not completely convinced that this is going to reverse until the 416 level just because of how red this candlestick is. Here she comes. A nice little bounce. Would have been a nice little dip buy, that's for sure. But I still see this bear flag, so I'll have to wait and see. Not looking so hot right now, that's for sure. It's only one contract, so it's like very, very minuscule losses. And this is where it either rejects, or if it pushes above 416, I'll probably just stop myself out about that $90. Struggling it. It's glued to this 416. 416 bounce everywhere all day long. Just looks like that's the level that it's going to stay around. And it might just hover around here today, so we might not have any opportunities to go very heavy, but here we go. Also, crypto question, Snow. I haven't looked at the chart yet. I'm just personally a long holder in crypto, so I don't really trade it as much, but I can give you the chart real quick if you want to see it. On the weekly and daily chart. Let's look at the daily. The daily does look like a nice little rejected this high, so looks like there's some downside to come. But this Bollinger Band, I love these Bollinger Bands. I feel like they stay within inside of it. So unless there's a pretty major news event that's going to cause some downside, I don't see this going much lower than about maybe 26.5. But I feel like it's just consolidating for that next level for that big run up, and then hopefully around 35,000 here in the near future. But back to this SPY trade or SPX trade. I know Theta is going to be a kind of a bitch, but we got to be careful of this 416 level. If it breaks it, it's most likely going to just completely go back towards this VWAP level. But I kind of like this bear flag. We were almost there earlier. My low of the day is this 415. Or low of the day is this yellow line. We did have a nice little hammer candle right here, but there's not a ton of strength above this 416 just yet. So I am just in one at 190. I do want to average down to get it down, but I would need that full reversal for the downside to make a good amount of money. So not looking good. I'm going to buy one more here, and then above 416 I will stop myself if it lets me in. I'll buy two more. It does look bullish, though, so be careful. Looks like it could go above this 416 and squeeze. If it does fill me, my stop loss will be right at this, probably like this 90 level. So now I have 3 contracts. Average is 140. So if it goes my way, I'll make a good amount. If it goes against me, I'll lose 150. I could do 180. So my stop's at $80 here. So it'd be $60 a contract. I would lose 180. And I want to show you guys that it doesn't cost a lot of money to make a good amount of money. So on this trade, it's going to be about $400 at risk here. And my stop loss is going to be about 150. So it's a pretty decent sized percentage. But I can always just move my stop loss to 100. The reason it's at 80 is so I can have some wiggle room just in case it does test this 416. But I could get out at any point. No, so I'm currently flat on the position. And if this bear flags and comes the low of the day, these contracts could easily be worth over $300. So I could make about $600 a contract versus a $100 loss. So risk to reward ratio is about 6R there, and that's going to be perfect every time for me. And if I get stopped out, it's a very small amount, but that's where I kind of go from here. So could easily get stopped out. It's been a choppy day. Mondays are literally ass. So don't risk too much. If you're following along, make sure you keep your stop losses. It's not too volatile of a day. We're going to have a lot of volatility this week. So save some capital. Don't blow yourself up trying to chase something today. I haven't really traded much today. So if it goes above 416, I will lose about 150. And then I'll try to look for one other thing. But as of right now, this is a pretty decent setup for late on into the day. There we go. We're getting some sellers on the 82 side. Not a lot of action, but little red candle here. So if we can start to engulf towards this 415.60, be pretty cool. We're green a little bit right now, about $30. So when it goes my way, I start to push my stop loss up. So now I would have a $40 stop loss each, which is about $120. So $120 stop if I want it, or if it starts to break down, I can make about $300. So we will see. We could scale out. We could do whatever. I don't really like this trade, to be honest, now because it's moving so slow. And I got in a little early. So I don't know. I don't really like this, to be honest, guys. I might try to scale out and just go flat. Do 135 here. If it lets me out 135, I'll rock with 2 contracts. Sold me flat on one of them. I'm just going to ride with 2 for now, just in case it bounces, and even 2 contracts would pay about $300 from here. So not risking a ton of money on the later expirations, at least right now until I see a full opportunity, but I would love to see that break down towards that red line. Bear flag set up pretty nicely, but I have seen this reverse a couple times. They'll see a nice little red pullback and then a launch, so just be careful of that. A little bit of a pullback. We're up about 35 a contract here. So about $80 on 2 contracts. Nothing crazy. Just making sure you guys understand the play of it all, how to risk manage yourself. So even when you do size up, you can actually make about much more money on the dollar value, but the percentage stays the same. So what I really want to show people is how to build an account, right? So if you have a smaller account and you're not looking to make these $1,000 days, $2,000 days, I'm risking what? $300 on this trade right now, and I could still potentially make $200, $300, whatever it takes. You know, I see a lot of people all over social media making a ton of money. I do trade a much larger account in the mornings, and I do have a couple $1,000 or $1,000 goal every single day, 500 to 1,000 to 2,000. But you don't need to be trading with, you know, a $50,000 account. I think this account is about a $17,000 account or $16,000 account. So I'll trade with this, but I won't put too much capital at risk in order to make a good amount of money. And I'll try to show you how you can do that with very minimal risk management or very high risk management. So, but this is really choppy. I don't really want you guys to expect that a lot's going to come out of this trade. It is Monday. I hate Mondays more than anything, but just talking through it. If it gets above that 416, I'm just going to stop this out. And I would probably lose about $90 total on the trade. Just not moving. Just not moving. If it gets above the 416 here, then it's going to go. I've seen this set up a million times, and it looks like it's going to push. But when the TTM squeeze goes light red for me right here, if it gets above 416, I will just stop myself out about this. Let's say like 85. My cost basis after I sold that one is now at 110, so that's why it moved down. It sold the higher contract before the other ones. Sitting on 2 for now, though. Didn't get above the 416, so we're still in play. It looks like there's a lot of these lower shadows, though, so it looks like it's trying to stay afloat. So I'm not expecting too much out of this one, but we will catch a good one here pretty soon. But risk management is everything. You can tell that I'm not playing with a lot, but I'm also not risking a lot either. So just make sure that when you're going in, you can risk manage yourself. So when you do 10 contracts at 110 here, your stop loss is still only $20. Because on the other side, if you had 10 contracts going above 200, you'd make over $1,000 on the trade, but you would only be risking about $200. So it's important. Strong 30-minute, 1 hour uptrend. Went long, took profit, but it can be the bottom. I would say that the 1 hour is pretty important to watch all the time. And the fact that we just sold off like that pretty aggressively shows me that there's some downside to come in the future, but we are getting later on in the day, so we'll have to wait and see. Got a nice little push down. This 416 level has been so stubborn, but like I said, you're not going to make a lot of money off this trade today because it just moved down 416 to 415.75. So 25 cents isn't going to do anything. The real big payer would be if this does go towards this low of the day and actually do a bear flag, because right now it's still at 150. So I'm up $40 a contract, $45 a contract, so about $90 on the trade. I sold one flat. So just two contracts. Still playing this bear flag. It hasn't broken that 416 yet, so until it does that, I'm going to stay within this, because even two contracts to 300 at low of the day with theta, obviously. So that's still about $400 trade, off of no money being risked. It's over 100% trade. So instead of looking at the dollar value, look at the percentage value, no matter what size your account is. Here we go. We bounced all the way. We had a real weak candle. We're starting to bear flag. That 416 has been hell for everybody all day long. Been kind of just gravitating towards it. And if we can get towards this yellow low of the day mark, the Bollinger Bands are expanding. I would say below this 415.60, I would feel really confident this is going to break down towards this red line. These contracts would be worth about 400 a piece. Would be pretty cool. Would be very cool. We're getting bearish engulfed on this wick too, so that makes me feel a little better. There was like a little bit of an uptrend right here. And these movements are ass. A little bit of a lower low here, but we're getting bought back up, so. Only up 20 a contract here. I kind of want to buy just like 10 of these real quick and see if we can make a good amount of money. But we're getting some buyers here, so I'm probably going to stay away. Maybe. We'll see. Got my stop at 85 here. I'll put it at 90. So 20 bucks at risk. $40 will be the loss. $40 total on two. If it starts getting weakness, I think I'm going to add probably 6 more contracts, maybe 10 more contracts. Not looking for a big payout here, but I am looking for a nice little run. I don't think I'm going to get it, though. There's so many lower shadows here. Doesn't look like it wants it. Theta's just kind of going to get to me. It's just going to bounce 20 cents each. So could have taken the 160, but it was realistically only going to make me like 40 bucks on the trade since I sold the other one flat. Just chopping, guys. Really nothing going on. When about 6 minutes here, when power hour comes in, you'll start to see a little bit more volatility, which would be nice to see. But on Mondays, like I said, never going to get anything. It's going to stop me out here in a second at that 416. Should be about a $40 loss. I personally, later in the day, I hate holding on to things. I'm usually just in for the next move. So just here for now, just holding on to these because it's such a little position. But most of the time, if I buy like 5 to 10 contracts, I'm in and out as a scalp. So just keep that in mind. Holding SPX this late in the day is pretty tough to do. I actually might do that right now. If I have 5 contracts right here at 120, it'd be 115 average. 5 minus 10 would be 50. It'd be about a $100 loss. It wouldn't be bad at all. 5 contracts here. There is a lot of lower shadows, and it is really trying to go, but it's kind of curling a little bit. You guys see this? It almost has like an inverse cup and handle almost formation. It kind of looks like it's just going to consolidate for another 5 to 10 more minutes, and then in a perfect world break down. But above this 416, I'm sure that there's a ton of buyers that'll squeeze it up. And that's why my stop is at 90. I should probably push it down if I think it's going to break because of the theta decay is just going to get to it. I mean, this candlestick is moving 7 cents. Hence why I'm only playing 2 contracts. Because 10 contracts, I'm just going to get chopped. Let's see what we got here. Push us down to 85. So it'll be a $50 loss. Question is, is, do I buy 3 more? Nah, I got the buyers. Too many buyers. Unless it breaks this little uptrend, it's not going. It's not going the way that I want it to. So it's a little bit of a wedge pattern right here. Looks like it's ascending wedge triangle right now in this little smaller time frame. So I'll probably stay away from adding to that. I'm going to let it stop me out right here of the 2. Yeah, it looks like it's trying to lock in a bottom here. And there she goes. Would have been fun, but it didn't break. So I'm going to wait for some more like big spikes like this and then play the reversal. So it's going to be closer to the money though, since we're at 41.70s. Doesn't look like we're breaking down. Can't be holding the SPX all afternoon. As I think it was Iggy that was saying earlier that if you'll get chopped out because the theta decay is so bad. That's why you have to keep your stop loss really small and get in and out in the perfect entries. So. I don't really know how I feel about this anymore. I don't think that there's going to be any more downside. I think it tried to lock in this low of the day bottom, double bottom bounce here. We'll wait and see what happens. Maybe we could hit up to this volatility line or this VWAP line right here and reject. But as of right now, no trades for myself. I would wait for this level right here and then try to get back in for a decent opportunity to the downside. It seems to be that it's been a fake out all day long. After these big drop-offs, same reason here, jumped up and just slid the whole way. Then we just get this random red candle. It's impossible to trade this really unless you kind of catch these perfect bounces. I mean, it's almost impossible to tell that when you're riding this Bollinger Band down, you see a nice little hammer candle. The next candle is going to be the biggest move of the day. So it's a little bit of luck on your side today if you're on the right side, because actual setups are not working their way out. 41.70s. This is why I love the SPX at the end of the day. I know they're risky. I know people are going to say that they hate it, but look at these contract values. It was just worth almost $800 20 minutes ago. Now we're getting that big buy candle, but I could go with the momentum here, but any sort of rejection would pay out real nice. Just keep in mind watching these contract values down here. Got down to 230. I might end up buying 5 contracts for a nice little scalp. It's tough. Yeah, even this little pullback is only $50, so there's no movement, guys. I'm trying to find out the best opportunity here, but not seeing anything yet late in the day. We could go back to NVIDIA. NVIDIA was an absolute monster today. An absolute monster. I mean, this thing could go above 290 again here. They're going to be a little bit more expensive because they expire Friday rather than same day. But I had this on my newsletter. If you guys are subscribed to my newsletter or not, I was looking at this daily chart for this yellow line breakout from this most recent high. I was looking for this break, which we got today. I ended up taking this trade in my larger account and having a real good day on it, but I sold really early. So I sold this breakout, and if I would have held it, these contracts went from about $300 each to about $1,100 each. So I sold for, I think, $190 a contract, and it ended up running about $700. So that one hurts. Earned about $900 actually. Excuse me, market is putting me to sleep. I am still waiting on these puts just because of this 15-minute chart. Looks like it could push its way down. But it's at 416 level. It took us about 20 minutes to move 50 cents. If that doesn't scream that there's no opportunity, there's not too much to be paying attention to today. I would still like to play the downside. I feel like that 415 is a very easy level to play if we get weakness near the end of the day. It is already 301. The D quotes or the dark orders will come in at about 315. So that's when the dark orders become light and we'll be able to see a lot more volatility. So might have to be patient for the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But that's about all. Wow. I think I just saw. Did Meta do its thing? I was paying attention to Meta to break that high, and it did. Damn. This would have been such a good trade. I was watching this most recent high from their earnings report. A lot of the times you see an earnings move, you'll likely see a big run afterwards. Same thing with Microsoft. Did that earlier today. Here's what its move is right here around 300. We broke that 300. 306 too. Oh, we're back below 416. I doubt it holds, but we're starting to get some upper shadows now. But didn't yet tap that VWAP, so I'm not going to do anything until I see it tap that. At least I wouldn't think so. I might dabble in a little bit here. 270. Stop loss will be about 220. I'll lose $50 on this just because it just came from 600, and if we break down, these things could pay us out. There's a little uptrend on the 15-minute chart over here, so pay attention to that. It would probably be around that 415.90 bounce. It's not letting me in though. It's already running. Scott looking golden today. Guys, I got a place down here in Florida, and I've been down here for about a month or so. And I finally moved out of New York City. I don't know about full-time. I might end up buying an apartment up there just to be able to bounce back and forth because I love New York City more than anything. But felt like Florida was the right move. No state taxes. I also own 2 businesses, so really starting to get into that realm of saving money and having a better lifestyle. So a lot of time at the pool. Motherfucker, I just missed all this. Excuse my language. But we might have it. We might have that low. So watch this little uptrend bounce. I might take a little bit with this momentum here. The 4170s. Could be good. 330, 320. I'm going for it, guys. I got one at 350. If it keeps... Oh, I got one at 340. I lied. Remember, the SPX moves very fast, so don't go too heavy. I don't ever buy like 20 contracts at the end of the day. It just doesn't make sense because they can just go from 400 to 200 in no time. So until I start seeing this breakdown of this low level, I will start adding more. Looks like it's trying to bounce, though. Above 416 is my stop. Gladly lose $100 on this if it goes against me, but I feel like the Bollinger Bands are expanding. There's some room to the downside. Nice little bear flag. Tried to break out. We got rejected. So 416 is that level once again. So it's literally plug and play. All you need is one real big trade on this. I think that's going to get me again. These little dirty bastards. Damn, guys. Damn. There it goes. It's hard to play. Still in right now until I see that close above. If it keeps running, then I got to get out. I'm going to set my stop loss here at 220. So it could get me, but one contract only. See what I mean by 340 to 220? That'd be $120 on 10 contracts. That's $1,200. So got to be careful with the SPX later in the day. But I think that we could still get this sell off. So it's that 416 is just glue. Mondays are terrible. I'm not going to force myself to trade that much. I know this is a small account, but I think that I got to set my parameters for you guys. So when I am streaming at the end of the day, this is a different account than my main account. I think that my max loss on the live stream account will be about $400. So if I ever get that threshold, I'll shut the brokerage off, and then we'll try to make around a $500 to $1,000 day. So we'll ramp up a smaller account together. We'll see if we can take this 16K to, I don't know, what do you want, 50K? Let's see if we can do 16 to 50K by the end of the year, or even by, it's 5/1. Let's try to do that by August. Let's try to do 15 to 50K by August. And the only way we're gonna do that is if we keep our stops small. So we're struggling to break out here, but this 416 is glue, so it makes me feel a little weird to keep adding when we're just stuck at that 416 level. Last week you talked about withdrawing money. How often do you do that? Monthly, weekly? I do it every time I have a big day. So, and a big day could mean anything, right? What kind of businesses do I own? I own a marketing agency, and I make good money off creating content as well. You know, for trading and education. And I also have my own I have my own course that you could also purchase as well. Lots of value in everything that I do. I try to create as much value as possible without trying to upsell it a lot. So I will never throw it in your face, but those are a lot of the income sources I have between trading, investing, dividends, staking my crypto, my marketing agency, and my course that I sell. But the other thing, talk about withdrawing your money. How often do you do that? I do it every time I have a decent day. So if I make even $2,000 in a day, I'll pay myself. I'll pay myself $500 in my account, or maybe even 1,000 of that, and then it just keeps my account will always stay around that 15 to 20 to 25K in this account. My other one, it's around 50 to 75K, but I'll keep that amount of money always. So if I make 4 or 5K, I put it in my bank account, or I'll transfer it into a long-term brokerage, or I'll put it into a real estate project, something like that. So I never keep the trading account massive, because then it's not really working for me, It's not working for me overnight. It's just sitting in cash until I use it the next day. So it doesn't really make much sense to me. I use the trading as a short-term vehicle to create my own cash, and then use that cash I'm creating for longer-term investments. My course, I will say it's a high ticket, so it might turn you off a little bit, but there is more value in the cost than anything. So I'll put it in here if you want. Hopefully it doesn't go against anything, but I do use, this is, it's on you can find it on my Instagram page as well. You could probably just go to that if you were interested. Oh, actually you can, I changed the link. If you DM me, Omar, I will send it to you. I'll direct it to you. You can DM me on SVTrades3 on Instagram. I'll send you the direct link. I'll even give you a discount. How about that? If you DM me, I'll give you a discount today. I'm still in this one put on the downside. I think I kind of want to go heavy because it is forming that little bit of a cup, guys. It really is forming that little cup and handle, and it looks weaker to me. Now that we're all on the upside of these upper shadows, but that 416, like I said, is literally glue. Doesn't look good to me whatsoever. In terms of making a massive move away from this 416 level, it looks pretty pinned to me. And I'm just losing on Theta Decay. I think I'm down $90. Instagram at SVTrades3. Lower highs formed on the 1 to 5 minutes. I know I kind of like it, but I mean, look at this 416 level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Literally 40 minutes, 30 minutes of straight 416, and then it just chops you both ways, and then it'll stop you out on one move. So I'm gonna stop chasing things until I see a real contract. I'm not gonna hold anything anymore. So when I'm doing this, I'm going to be scalping in and out. So if I go in on 5 contracts, it'll be one candlestick tick, and I'll try to signal it as fast as possible. I'll try to tell you what level I'm gonna go in right away, or a little bit in advance. But this chop back and forth is just going to continue to push. It's going to stop you out regardless. So if you're on the call side, this would have just stopped you out. If you were on the upside or the downside, this would have just stopped you out like it did for me. And I think I'm down $100 and some right now. But looking for that trade to push me to the green level in the smaller account today. NVIDIA has been a monster. This thing is going to go to high of the day too. We could scalp this, but I don't think it's going to pay that much. I could try it. 290s are 500 a piece. That's not even worth it. They're too expensive, and they're only going to move like an extra dollar or so. So you might make like $50 a contract. If I'm going to have to risk $500 to make $50, doesn't really make any sense to me. Again, guys, I'm going to try to be more consistent here. So I'm going to be live every, you can see the updated time at 2:30 to 4. Today might be a little bit short. I might cut this one short because of how slow it is and we're just pinned. So I think I'm just going to honestly keep it quick. But these upper shadows look real good, but it just stuck at this 416. Like, it's not worth the option plays. I'll get stopped out every time. So could take a shot in the dark here with all these upper shadows. It really is starting to look like it's going to start to curl down to the downside. I might take one last trade here. And look for a nice little return for that downside. I'm going to have to buy an uptick, though, not this downtick, because it will stop me. Here we go. Keep chopping back and forth. I'm forcing this one, so this is for pure entertainment. Pure entertainment for me to either lose or win. I feel like this is a nice inverse cup and handle right now on the 15-minute chart. It's only about a 75% move or 75-cent move. But keep in mind, I have this red line target for the low of today. Yellow is the low of the day, but I really feel like we have a target to start headed down that downside level. We see a lot of upper shadows, but we've been trapped in these like stagnant lines all day. So like this one lasted 40 minutes, this one lasted 40 minutes. So if I put a ton of capital behind it, it's just going to end up losing me money. Why does everybody keep talking about GDC? I don't really play these kinds of stocks. GDC. Oh, I mean, holy shit. Okay, I didn't realize it was doing all that. From 30 to 43. I don't understand these stocks, these low float stocks. To me, these sell you a dream. Right, they think that like within 10 days, they're like, oh, 4 days, you're going to put $10 a share and make $43 a share. I think that they just sell you a pipe dream, to be honest. I've never really been into them, but if they work for you, they work for you. "15 minutes still has lower highs, or higher lows. So still not convinced that this is coming down just yet. Man, this looks so good to the downside, man. God damn it. It looks so good. If it goes below this 415.75, I might have to go in with the momentum. Even though I know it's going to bounce me. It's going to bounce me right here. Yeah, 350. I'm probably going to lose like $100 on this, but I can't let it swing me by. It got me. Damn, they faked me out. They definitely faked my dumbass out right there. It's just going to pin at 416 unless it loses this 415.75. Then see if I can add a couple more right here. If we can get below this 415.75, I'm going to add a bunch more. Because I really do feel like we're going to go back down to that yellow line. Here we go. Give me some sellers, 77. I need to see 75 on the, there we go. Give me a 74. There's a 73. A little bit of buyers right at that level. Only up 20 a contract. See if I can get a couple more here. Ah, damn. I'm not buying the lows. I don't want it to bounce me. 76. I need to see 70s. 1100 to sell at 75, 77. This is real chop levels. There's not a ton of volume here. I have a weird feeling it's going to bounce me to 484. 76. I need below 72 here. Give me a 71 print. There's a 70. Let me lose this value. Let's get in the 60s real quick. I'm up $100. I'm up a little more than $100. Keep pushing. 120s. I might sell half just because it's so shitty. There we go. Just sold one 410. It's at 420. Let's see if we can get below this 415.50. It's completely dead. And then I'll just rock with this one contract. It could make me about $200 a contract. It's going to bounce, little bastards. Look at this. We're starting to fade, though, so that's a good sign. I know these are going to be quick scalps, but this is like a real good sign unless it bounces to this 416 level, which it's doing again. I'm going to set my stop loss here at 3 or 290. No, I sold it for 450, so that would be an even trade. I'd be a flat trade because I sold half at 410. So if it bounces, then it bounces, but that 416 level doesn't look like it's going to stop being the glue of the day. Too many buyers around this 415.50. But it was a nice little scalp play if you got in down there and sold. It went from 3 to 410, so it's not bad. So these contracts do move nicely. You just have to stay close to the money. And it's just bouncing back and forth here. So even having stop losses is pretty tough. I think it's about to get me. But I could go back in here since I sold 410. Get one at 320. This has a nice little curl down. That's what I like. But I don't like the fact that it's bouncing so hard at 415.60. Lots of sellers, though. Tons of volume starting to come in here. So there's a good opportunity for there to be some volatility here. But just be careful because it does keep getting pinned at that 416. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a push right here and then we just chop until the last 15 minutes of the day. So I'm up 20 a contract on these. The question is, it's flat right now, but I still think the downside, I think that we're going to this yellow line test and then this red line if we have volume below this 415.50. But this blue line is going to be an area of an emphasis for support. So if we don't get below this, then I could probably see us just being pinned the rest of the day. But if we start to get some sellers down below this 415.60 level, I think we see this 415 no problem. Which would put these contracts probably worth about 800 apiece. 1 minute head and shoulders looking good. I am in the 41.70 put right now. Just one. I had one, sold it for 410. Now it's basically only up $20. But any sort of bounce would probably stop me out flat. This is a risk-free trade since I sold one at 410. So if it does end up going towards $600 or $700 a piece, I make money. And if it goes against me, then it was basically like I didn't take the trade at all. So this candlestick right here is going to be the telltale sign of everything. It looks like it's going the other way. This needs to be a red candle in order for this to fill in this inverse cup and handle. So we saw this big trench, and there it goes. Got me anyway. Chop hours, guys. Chop hours. So basically that was a flat trade for me since I got it at 450, sold at 410, and then that just sold me at 290. So didn't make any money on it, but didn't lose any money either. We're going to get one, though, I promise. Got some time. We got 40 minutes. Probably not going to trade after 3:35 or 3:40, though. So If you guys seen Kush's story, that shit is actually so funny. Trading be like just getting stop lossed all the time. But you need your stop losses though, because I mean, look at these contracts. I just went from 430 down to 200. So if you don't have a stop loss, you'll end up getting yourself blown up, and nobody wants to get blown up. Yeah, this is a full-on reversal, guys. I don't think that you're going to see much of a sell-off here anytime soon. I am going to try and squeak in some gains here in a second, but I think I'm down 200 on the day so far on this small account. I think I lost 200 bucks while we were trading here. Yeah, 210. It's an easy gain back. I kind of want some more puts, but the 416 level is just that a real chop level. 15-minute chart does kind of look like it wants to bounce as well. There's so many lower shadows here. We're just stuck at this 416 for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 minutes. Wow. We have spent probably over 3 hours at this 416 level today, if you collectively look at it all. Crazy. There's a lot of upper shadows up here. Still makes me think we're going to hit this red line, but we're getting closer and closer to the end of the day. And I do want to say that these SPX contracts do move real well on those one ticks. Like this one just went from 230 to 300. You can make 70 bucks a contract. Even 3 of those is over 200 bucks. I can't believe Meta broke out. Nvidia's just kind of chopping as well. Tesla, keep this bad boy on watch. I think tomorrow could be a real nice day for this to start. If this starts to engulf below this 160 level, I think that we could easily see like 153. That'd be a massive move. We're gonna really start seeing some volatility pick up this week as well. So just be ready. Wednesday's a big day. Tomorrow's actually a pretty decent day too in terms of news events. So just be prepared. It's not really going anywhere. I want to buy some calls, but to me, as soon as I get on the call side, it's gonna just hit that yellow line. It's a 240, 230. It's got some buyers down here though still. I think that the 416 is just a pin job. I might have to cut the loss of 200 bucks, which kind of sucks, but I just have a weird feeling that I'm going to miss out on this. Is anyone even still playing? I'm using same day expiration Saint. It's going to be all my scalp plays. You'll see how much money you can make if this was moving more than 7 cents. This is that bad example of how much money the SPX can make in the afternoon with the 20-cent moves. But oh yeah. Not much happening on the close, guys. Not much at all. But I do really like that this low of the day mark was tested. But it's just basically stuck right now. So I can zoom in a little bit here, see what's going to happen. 1 minute chart, just kind of shit. 15-minute, to me, looks bearish. But 30-minute as well. Looks kind of just flat. The market has moved 13 cents today in the red. 0.03% move. So I don't like to trade Mondays, but here we are. $41.70 puts would be in the money if I got them. They're at 260. I don't really know how I feel about continuing to trade, honestly. I think right now it's just kind of dead. Favorite day to trade, Wednesday or Thursday. Those are the best days regardless. I think that my favorite day to trade, honestly, is the FOMC meeting. You can make a bag off the FOMC meetings. So I'm excited for Wednesday. Very, very excited. Especially because the contracts are crazy after 12:32. And if you have volatility, like think of, like these are moving a lot right now. Look, this just came from 700 to 200 and they bounce from 200 to 400 in one tick. And these are only like 20-cent moves. Think of it during the FOMC meeting when they're moving like $2, $3, $4, $5 at a time. These contracts can go from, I've seen contracts move from like 25 cents to $3,000. Like it's ridiculous. $25 to $3,000 just in an FOMC meeting because we ran like $8 at the end of the day. So there's a lot of opportunities at the end of the day, but not on Mondays. I mean, look at that. What is that? That 7 cent move just moved these contracts 60 cents to the downside. Now it looks like we're bullish. So I'm assuming we'll go back to that 216. I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to do one thing only. I'm going to get back on these around the 416 for the puts. And if it continues to break out, then I'm just going to hang it up and take like a $300 loss on the day. Got some bullish momentum right now, so I'm just going to give it a second. I'm going to go on 3 contracts. Probably like, maybe like 160. And then I would stop myself at like 135. Here's 3 contracts at 160. As soon as I hear that ding, I'll do 135 as the stop. So it would be about 25 a piece. It would be $75 a contract. Realistically, it'll be 90 because it'll probably go through me. But let's see if we can get one push to 416 here. And I will go downside just because we've rejected these a million times. Or maybe I'll just wait for the pop and then I'll get in. I'm going to wait for the pop. I'll try to get in even cheaper than 160. It's starting to look a little bullish over here. I'm going to need a nap. I am going on some jet skis at the end of the day today, around like 4:15. So even if the trading day doesn't work out the way I want it to, I'll be happy with my jet ski ride. I just bought a new one down here. The Florida lifestyle's been treating me well. Thanks, Deck. I haven't really done much. We've been pinned at 416. I was hoping for a little bit more opportunity for the people, but we're not seeing. I can't really signal too much. I'm not seeing a lot out there. I'll give it 8 more minutes. If it doesn't move at all within this little wedge pattern, then probably just gonna hang up the cleats. If there's anything I want to talk about though, if you guys are interested in long-term shares, this is one that's on my current radar. You can obviously do whatever you want, do your own research, of course, do your own due diligence, but been loving the market cap and the potential for coin. I could probably make over 80% on a share position here just for going back to this 85 level. Oh yeah. Deck is looking handsome. Look at him. Just stuck in this wedge pattern. Should have gotten those puts, huh? I didn't exactly hit that 160 mark, but look at these contracts. 190 to 310. This is usually when the contracts start going crazy, around this 330 mark. So you got to be in, you got to be out real quick, but these are fun. Do I want to do it? I don't really want to do it, but I do want to do it. I want to see this collapse. I don't think it's going to happen. Or else I would have done it already. You know what? I've been thinking puts all day. I think I'm going to take the call side while it's cheap, and I think I'm going to play the bounce because it's been bouncing every time it gets down here. So the one time I play the calls, that it will go down on me, but I don't know. I just have a good feeling about these. They were just 400 and they're 180. $175. Chop. So chop. $155. Here comes a weakness. It does look bearish to me, but I'm telling you, I think that this is going to pop. Yeah, it did. It definitely broke below, but I'm telling you, this 416 is a fucking glue stick. And even if it does break down, what is it going to move? 10 cents? Oh, here we go. Here's the dot. Here's the death candle. The one I've been waiting for. There it is. If you're in on it, you are a beast. I'm mad, but if you're making money, that's all that matters. It looks like we're headed down towards this low of the day mark right now. I kind of want to take the bounce play because we're just stuck at 416, but I feel like the one time I do that, it'll continue its way down. Yeah, you definitely called it, but it only moved 30 cents, man. So there's not a lot of opportunities for us today. I think that we're just watching dead money. But this week is going to be huge. The whole volatile week. Going to be entire volatility. We have AMD after the bell tomorrow, which will move NVIDIA. We have, what do we have? We have Apple on Thursday. We have FOMC on Wednesday. There's going to be lots of action basically all day. So we have jobless claims on Thursday. Friday we have data sets as well. There's a lot. There's a lot that's going to happen. So we're in good hands this week, but this is just Mondays always are terrible. I rarely trade Mondays, and I do like Power Hour though, regardless of what day it is, just because of how much these contracts can move if you're on the right side. So far, it looks like it's going to be the upside, but I think it's just dead money at this point. for $100 a piece. $95 a piece. Do we buy these? Do I buy like 5 of these? We're at 415.50. This could be a nice bounce play. We're kind of far away from the money though. 4160s, 4170s. Yeah, we're pretty weak. I don't even want to see what the put contracts of the 4170s are. 520. Man, guys, that hurts me so bad. I was looking for the low of the day break the entire day. Still feel like this red line is going to be the test. But damn, look at these contracts. They just ran almost $300 a piece. They ran 380, 400. Damn. 10 contracts, $2,000 would have been worth 6,000 in 5 minutes. That is crazy. Looks like we're headed right to this red line too. Good job, JW. You caught it. I missed it. I'm upset, but I'm happy you made it. Be careful of some dip buys though. See these contracts losing a ton of value very fast, so still feel like we're going to hit that red line. Or at least get pretty close. We got pretty close to the low of the day, 415.20. That's about right. These were worth 287. Yeah, this is definitely pretty nice. I could see this being at 415 pretty easily. Damn, these things are cooking. At this rate, I don't even know if I could do put side. I think I got to do the bounce. Actually, maybe not. Could easily see this run up to 400. We had a rising wedge pattern, broke below and retested. I know. I hate that. I really wanted to put side. You guys saw me talking about it. I was looking for the bounce because we were pinned. But I got to stay true to my ideas here. It's all good. It's only $200, but 415.50. And there's the bounce play. We did basically hit this low of the day, so. Look at the time in sales. 415.50 is pretty tough right now. Got some buyers. How did it not film me? There we go. I'm only on 2 right now, 110. This is probably going to stop me pretty fast. I'm going to keep a real tight stop of about $20 each, so about $40. Looks like it's pretty bullish right now. These are always like lotto plays at the end of the day, so just be careful. They go move a ton, but it looks like the buyers have kind of bottomed that out. So just be smart here. Just trying to top wick these. Trying to see if I can get one more sell off here. I'm up 25 a contract, but it's not really moving too well. I'll cancel one and try to take a little bit of profit off of the top. Not looking good. There's too many buyers. There's 1,000 to buy down here, 1,700. I think they might just pin this. Last 15 minutes are always tough, but stop losses are everything. Trying to get one pullback because I mean they were just worth 300. So if it even went close to the low of the day again, but looks like the buyers kind of got a hold of it. Might have to call it a wash, guys. 250 is a loss on the day. So let's see if we can get at least a little bit of love back. It doesn't even want to push back for me. Not enough volume out there. See if we can secure $20 a contract, maybe, if it even lets me out. It's not enough volume to even execute these contracts. It's been a pretty brutal action. I'm gonna put this at 1. Which one did it lose? Oh, I sold it. Let's go. Let's set my stop loss at 105 here. It literally would be like a $20 trade. I think I'm down 190 on the 205. Made $10. Terrible. There's no action, guys. Sorry, this was end of day Mondays. Maybe Mondays aren't the best days to trade, honestly, but we'll keep it going. We'll keep going on Mondays. We'll see if we can get some action out of them. But so far, they're trash. We did have that nice idea here. So if anybody caught that, congrats. I did miss it because I did just switch my my bias, but that's all good. There wasn't a lot of action today, so tomorrow I'll go for some more action near the end of the day. Should be more volatile as well. Definitely had the right idea for sure. But now we're squeezing. So made $5 on that last trade and I got out and now there she goes. I was playing the puts on that one. Not the calls, but 41.70s. All right. I think that does it for me, guys. I didn't see much action at the end. Got a couple we had like 2 good pops, but I missed the downside. Got stopped out a couple times, so down about $200. I'll take that. When the opportunity was going to be well over, like 700 a piece. So we're going to find some good ones. I can guarantee that. But Mondays are not the days. I usually hate trading them, but sometimes you'll get a couple lucky ones. But only 300 up. JW, $300 is better than $200 in the red. So you are on afternoons now. Yeah, I'm gonna take over the afternoon trading from about 2:30 to 4, maybe a little bit before 4 because the end of the day contracts are pretty rough. So I'll be taking over those just so I can trade my larger account early on in the day, and then I'll come on for the streaming account. But it's about a $16,000 account. I'm going to try and push that above to $50,000 by end of the year, if not by like August, September area. And look at this, we've got pinned at 416. What are the odds of that? That's crazy. Do you prefer power hour to the open? I always find the close really stressful. I like the close the best, to be honest, just because I can see the price action the rest of the day. But open's all right too. It all depends. I like both. I like to trade my large account in the morning, so I guess maybe I like the mornings a little bit better. But for live streams, I will be doing the 2:30 to 4 o'clock. So just works better with my schedule and everything else I have going on with all my other companies. So I will be on 2:30 to 4. I just set that aside in my schedule from Monday to Thursday. So we'll see you every day. This is not how they usually go. I promise there's a lot better action. And just to prove that, I mean, later on in the day, there's a lot more volatility usually. I mean, these contracts went from 414 up to 416. So $2 moves rather than 30-cent moves, they pay a lot of money. So just be prepared. There's a lot of opportunities in the afternoon too, and I will coach you guys through every single move. So today, not a good example of it, but they will be better in the future. So tomorrow, see you guys same time.